Students thinking about signing up for LAWS375 private international law often ask me, what is private international law? Why should I study it? And what will it involve? So I thought I'd make this short video clip to try and answer those three questions. Firstly, what is private international law? I guess after studying the core law subjects for some time, many law students start to ask themselves, okay, so how does New Zealand law interact with the many other legal systems around the world? Because the truth is, real life is messy. Personal and commercial affairs are not conducted entirely and neatly within national borders. On the contrary, in today's globalized world, we're interacting across those borders all the time. When we communicate, when we buy and sell goods, when we travel. So public international law provides a set of rules that govern the way in which states interact with each other on the international plane, and that's a really important subject for other reasons. But private international law is the set of rules and principles that govern all cross-border private and commercial transactions and disputes. A vast and very important area covering all kinds of disputes, from what law governs the delivery of faulty or defective goods manufactured in one country and causing damage in another, through to whether a government can recover stolen antiquities that turn up for sale on the international art market, just to pick two examples from recent cases. So why might you want to consider studying it? Well, I think there are at least three reasons. Firstly, as I hope I've already indicated, it's highly relevant. It really is the master key to understanding how law works in a globalized world. It's essential, therefore, to all types of private practice, particularly international commercial practice. And in fact, in my experience, many international law firms specifically ask students to include this subject in their course of study. The second reason is it's academic. Well, you might say, of course it's academic. It's a law subject that we're studying at university. But my point here is that this is not a subject you can pick up on the fly in practice, because what you'll be introduced to is a whole architecture of how to analyze legal problems when they span national borders, which is a different way of thinking. And the third point is it's fascinating. It's an exciting way of thinking because it changes the way you see the operation of law in the world. I first studied this subject myself 30 years ago here at Victoria, and it literally changed my life. It led me on to a career in international practice at Herbert Smith in London, and I maintain a close involvement in the development of the field, both academically, through being a specialist editor of Dicey, Morris and Collins on the Conflict of Laws, the leading textbook on the subject, and also in practice. But I've also seen many of my students in past years get the private international law bug and go on to have satisfying and interesting careers in the field themselves. So what does the course involve? It's essentially a game of two halves. In the first part of the course, we look at what's called choice of law, which is the set of techniques that help you work out which law governs any particular cross-border transaction or dispute. And in the second half of the course, called International Civil Litigation, we apply those principles in real-life situations of international litigation. So throughout, the course is structured for active learning through engagement in discussion groups and also through the preparation of a research opinion, enabling you to hone your own research and writing skills at this critical final year in your legal studies. So if this sounds as though it might interest you, then I do hope to see you in my class in trimester 1 2017. And if you'd like to discuss any aspect of the course in advance, please don't hesitate to drop me an email and we can set up a time to meet. Thanks very much.